Hello everyone, I am Nehemiah Rutubanet and today I am going to talk about montages. No, not the type of montage that we see on Facebook or YouTube where people just add different shots and create a video. Rather, I am going to talk about the montage theory developed by Sergei Eisenstein. According to him, montage is when a thesis or point A collides with an antithesis, let's say point B, and together they create a point C, or a synthesis that creates a whole new meaning, and that is different from the previous A or B points. The montage word derived from French word monter, which stands for to assemble, and in montage the shots are assembled in such way that they create a different meaning. Sergei Eisenstein identified 5 different montages. The one of them being is metric montage, then rhythmic montage, tonal montage, overtonal montage, and lastly the intellectual montage. Metric montage is purely based on the length of the video. How we cut it and assemble it creates different meaning among the audience. We can cut it short and create tension and suspense in the audience, or we can stretch it according to the tempo. Now let's look at an example. Here you can see water running from the tap and that a fire is burning. These are just 2 random shots that I took and has no connection to each other. However, if you look at the example, the length of the videos are being cut down by seconds. As the lengths are cut down and they're assembled in such way, it will create a sort of suspense or tension among the audience. Second montage is rhythmic montage. It is based purely on the action of the scene and what is happening on the scene. If we take 2 shots and cut between where the action is happening and assemble them, it will create a meaning to the audience. Here is an example for you guys. As you can see in the first video, I'm walking towards the door and opening it. And in the second shot, you can see a boy is in his room and he gets shocked and he looks at the camera, or he looks at somewhere. Well, in no circumstances it has been told that I'm opening the door of his room. These are 2 different shots. One is of the room and the other one is he's looking at the camera. However, if I match 2 shots and cut them right to the action, it would seem that I am opening the door of his room, and it would make a connection between the shots and create a meaning that was not there previously. Next in complexity is the tonal montage, which really is in concert with time or the length of the shot, rather what's in the shot, what's the tone of the shot. Different color textures, contrast, lighting, shadow create a different meaning and give the shot a different tone and engage the audience in a different way. Let's look at an example. As you can see, in almost a full white screen where the casual field and above there are white clouds, we can see a black object or the train entering the screen, which somehow may represent the storm that is about to enter Oppu and Durga's life. Furthermore, when the train leaves the screen, we can see a trail of black smoke in the white sky, which somehow may signify that the uncertainty, the hazard that is going to happen in Oppu and Durga's life. See, this different tone used in the shot gives the shot and story a different meaning. It connects to the audience in a whole new different level and in an aesthetic way. The next montage is overtonal montage. The overtonal montage isn't as fancy as the previous one, rather it's very simple. Overtonal montage refers to using 2 or 3 or basically multiple montages in a scene. Let's see if I mix and merge rhythmic montage and metric montage, or let's say metric montage with tonal montage, then the shot would be characterized as an overtonal montage. To clear the confusion, let's look at some examples. Here you can see the metric montage shot or the metric montage that I used, and now I'm changing its color, giving it a tone or a tonal contrast or a tonal montage aspect, and merging these two will turn or result into a overtonal montage. The last montage is interesting among all of them, which is the intellectual or ideological montage. Whereas the previous montage focused on inducing emotion, conveying emotion among the audience, what intellectual montage does is that it expresses abstract ideas and ideologies among audience. Furthermore, to understand previous montages that I have discussed, we do not need to understand the background or the context of the shot. Whereas in intellectual montage, we actually need to understand the context of the shots, why the first shot was used or why the second shot was used and how they're connected. To understand that and to get the meaning, we will need to understand the context, otherwise we won't get the message. Also in intellectual montage, if most of the people do not get that hidden idea or message or abstract message, they wouldn't really miss anything. It is for them that has the contextual idea, and they will get the message only. For example, let's look at the iconic ending scene of Pather Pachali, which rendered the audience speechless. At the very end of the movie, we saw that when Oppu and his family were leaving their house going to the city, we saw that a snake coming out of its hole and taking its time and went to their house. Now, if you look at the shot closely, we observe that the shot is extensively long, more like 20 seconds or more than that, the snake coming out and going to the house. For those who are not from subcontinent, wouldn't get the message why the snake came out of his hole and going to their house, and what's the reason of the shot being in the movie. But those who understand the context or from the cultural background will understand the shot. In subcontinental culture, a snake going to the house or a snake living in a house means that house is abandoned. The people that were living there are no longer coming back, and no one will live there anymore. To convey this abstract or hidden message, the shot was there. And who knows this context of the shot, that what the snake means, they'll only get the message. This is why intellectual montage is really hard to understand, and this is the characteristics of intellectual montage. Assembling two different shots yet somehow conveying a hidden or abstract message among the audience. I hope my dissecting of the montages and the examples that I gave of Sergei Eisenstein's 5 different kind of montages were helpful and easy to understand. I hope this video helps you. I am Nehime Rudra Bennett. See you next time.